What's up, y'all? What's up? Before I start, don't mind my hair. Please don't. Yeah, I got tired of fooling with it, so it wanted to act crazy, so I let it act crazy. And it was time for the braids to go anyway. But yeah, if you can relate, then hit the like button because hair is always a battle. Always a battle. So, today on Caitlin Johnson, let's talk about it. I want to talk about stress, how I manage stress because I'm not a pro at it, but I feel like I've gotten better, and how I stay grounded and stay in the present moment because I feel like that is one of the main keys to managing stress. So, let's talk about it. So, like I just said, I'm not a pro. I don't have all the answers, but I feel like the things that I do are beneficial enough to me that I can share it. So, the kind of stress I'm talking about, let me be clear on that first, is the kind of stress when you just have a lot on your to-do list and it's like one thing after another where you barely even have any gaps of time in your day to just sit down. It's like boom, 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 right? And that can be very stressful. I'm not talking about the kind of stress when you procrastinate. That's a whole nother battle. I'm not talking about the stress when you just have like, I don't know, family issues or legal issues or anything like that. No, I'm talking about when you are a very, very busy person and you have a lot to do and a lot to get done. You have deadlines to meet and what have you, okay? So I myself, I'm a very busy person. Obviously I have YouTube. I'm in school. I'm trying to graduate. I have research that I have to do that needs to get done. I just started working 2 jobs as well. I do hair. Some of y'all probably know I do hair, and I babysit as well, and then cheer and stuff too. So it's like all these things that I have to do, and I try to designate each day of the week to like doing those things and getting them done, but sometimes it does get overwhelming and stressful. So, but I kind of try to use it as a motivator, because the stress puts a fire up under my butt and it helps me get things done. If I'm like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, and I have to do this. And I feel like if it's not a stressor, then I will kind of have a relaxed attitude about it, and it probably either won't get done or it won't get done well. And I'm not using the word stress as a good connotation or a bad connotation. I'm just using it like as is. So don't let me saying stress is like, oh, I'm about to give myself gray hairs by taking on all this stuff. Not really. It's mainly just about having it there as a response to the things that you know that you have to do. Like, it can be a healthy thing. And so stress is only like a bad thing. And yes, it can take a physiological toll on your body. I still feel like I said that wrong. Physiological. Yeah, it can take a physiological toll on your body still, when you have a lot of stress. That's when it gets unhealthy, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's when, you're just too overwhelmed, right? Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. So it can be too much, but there is a way to manage to not let it get to that point. And that is by staying grounded, being in the present moment, and just breathing. So the reason why living in the present moment is very crucial to not letting stress overwhelm you and take over your life is because most of the time when things are stressful, yes, some of it can be credited to just that you have a lot to do, but there also is a big chunk of it that can be credited to the fact that you may be thinking in the future and thinking about all the stuff that you have to do and not thinking about or focusing on what you're doing at that moment. You can't get all the things that you have to do done if you don't do the thing that you're doing now first anyway. So you might as well give all of your attention to the thing that you're doing right then instead of worrying about something that is not happened yet. And if it's not happened yet, then technically it doesn't exist. So there's no point of getting all worked up over something that just literally doesn't even exist yet. And so I'm not a pro at this, but like I said in the beginning, but I have seen that it has helped me a lot by staying in the present moment. And so by doing that, when I catch myself getting overwhelmed, number one, the first thing I do is I acknowledge the thing that I'm thinking about. So if I feel myself being overwhelmed, I stop and I think like, okay, what am I thinking about? And if that thing that I'm thinking about is in the future, I stop and I bring myself back to the thing that I'm doing. Now, it's not about how often you drift. There's nothing wrong with drifting. It's about bringing yourself back every single time you drift. And the more time that you catch yourself and bring yourself back, the better you will get at it, and the better you will get at staying and being in the present moment. And so there's a bunch of techniques that people come up with to help you do that. That can be, tapping your leg, or just tapping stuff, or just simply breathing, like I said before. Or sometimes, like with me, if it gets too bad, like I will literally stop what I'm doing mid whatever, right? And this actually happened last night. I was thinking about all the things that I had to do this coming week, right? And I was like, Caitlin, stop. Right now you are doing this. Right now you have to complete this. And this will get done. And everything else cannot get done until this happens first. Like I literally stopped myself and said that to myself out loud. And it brought me back down. And I realized that I'm in the middle of doing something right now, and the thing I'm doing right now is more important than the things that I have to do later, because it's more important because I'm giving my attention to it right now. Does that make sense? I hope it's making sense. So when you put yourself in the future or even in the past, like what I feel like happens is your spirit is in the future or the past, but your mind and your body is in the present. So it's like you're splitting, and that's why you feel like you're running around with like a chicken with no head, because every part of your being is not here. And so that's why bringing yourself back is so crucial. It will not eliminate the stress 100%, but it will keep you from getting to that point where you're just overwhelmed. There is nothing wrong with stress. Stress can actually be a good thing. It helps you stay focused and have that sharp attention when that stress is there. But when it becomes too much, it can go on the other side of the spectrum, and it can actually harm you, like make you actually sick. So to avoid getting there, stay where you are, do the thing, complete the task that you're doing right then, and then move on to the next task. I understand that planning, because planning is a part of being organized and getting things done. I get that. So when you're planning things, and yes, you have to think ahead when you're planning things, right? But when you plan those things, yes, let them be planned, and then do the things that you plan to do one at a time. And even the act of planning things is a task in and of itself that should be focused on just that one thing at a time. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you do have to juggle like more than one thing at a time, but you still want to make sure that you're not going way too far out. Bring yourself back, breathe, or try to tell yourself to be in the present moment, however way that looks like for you. It doesn't have to be necessarily breathing, but you can even just literally stop yourself and talk out loud, like I did to myself last night. Just anything that you feel like will bring you back, do that. And it's about bringing yourself back every single time you drift. That's what it's about. Don't beat yourself up when you drift, because everybody does it. But it's when you stay there and you let it get the best of you. Don't do that. Let it just come back, take a breath, and focus on what you're doing. Also, a mistake to avoid when you're trying to do one thing at a time. Let's say like, oh, I've tried that already. I do one thing at a time and I still always get overwhelmed. Break even that one thing at a time into smaller pieces. And here's why, right? So let's say something on your to-do list is to, get through the morning, whatever that looks like, right? So, but what does that all entail? Making your bed, brushing your teeth, washing your face, showering, whatever, right? So break it down into those things, right? And then when you get those things done one at a time, it'll make you feel like accomplished, like you're actually getting something done, instead of like a chunk of something all at once. I feel like even when you take a chunk and you make it into one, you're still kind of being scatterbrained and doing too much at one time. So like if I have an assignment that needs to get done, right? More than likely, especially if you're in college, there's different parts to that assignment. I'm not going to put on my to-do list get this assignment done for this class, right? I'm going to put do chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever, So like, even though the whole task itself might not be completed, I'm in the midst of completing it, and I'm not going to hold myself hostage by saying like, I can't cross this thing off my to-do list until it's all the way done. No, give yourself credit for the little parts that it takes to get the thing done. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your thing is clean the kitchen, like do the dishes, sweep the floor, wipe off the counters, like break it down into separate things. And it might seem like you're making your to-do list longer, but you will feel as though you are accomplishing more because you are. And then that will help you not only stay grounded, but not get to that point where you just feel like you can't breathe. Like, it's so much, because like one task will entail in that one task, and it'll just feel so heavy. Break it up into parts. And then like when you break it up and you do things one by one, eventually you will get to the finish line. You'll get stuff done. And then the best part, you'll feel proud of yourself. Like, to me, that's the best part of when I get things done. Like, for me, the way I organize my stuff is like, I love sticky notes. I have sticky notes everywhere, right? And I'll jot stuff down. And my favorite part of when I get things done that are on my to-do list or on my sticky notes is like, I will get a pencil or a pen and just cross it out like so hard, and it like feels so good, especially if it was something that I was dreading to do and I got it done. I'm like, I'm almost like ripping the paper, because I don't know, like I just feel like that little crossing it out just makes me feel good. So yeah, like whatever you do, like if you cross it out or you check it off or you like backspace it out of your phone, whatever it is, like you will feel proud of yourself because it's done, it's gone, you did it, you conquered it, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a good feeling because you feel like proud. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. I have a lot of stuff on my plate, and I wanted to share how I manage just the stress, because I don't know, I just feel like I've gotten a lot better at it. I've gotten a lot better at living in the present moment. It's not even that I've gotten a lot better at living in the present moment. It's the fact that I found the key to not getting overwhelmed. And I really wanted to share that. And the key is living in the present moment and doing the thing, focusing on the thing that you're doing right then and there, because you do that over and over and you turn around and then it's all done, and it's just such a good feeling. So yeah, I just wanted to share how I do that and manage my stress. And if you have any other kind of ways that you do, or any other tips and tricks, feel free to comment down below. I would love to read it and listen to what you got to say. But other than that, I guess I will see y'all next week.